the Israeli intelligence to expose the terror group. So you know their mindset. You know who these people are. What is your take on what's going to happen? Is the Islamic regime going to retaliate? What is the thinking process? Walk us through.
This is the Iranian game, or let's say the Islamic Republic's game, that they started this war since 1979 when they came to power. And they have been funding, planning, plotting the destruction of the state of Israel. They have been killing Jewish people, and they funded their proxies in Yemen, in Lebanon, in Syria, Iraq, Gaza, the West Bank, billions of dollars. And today, when Israel retaliates by targeting only the head of evil in Tehran, which was the head of Hamas bureau responsible directly for the October 7 massacre, without harming anyone else, Iran feels that they are entitled, that they have the right to retaliate. What retaliation? Israel has the right to retaliate, and Israel avoided killing civilians indiscriminately like Iran did on October 7, and they, like what they have been doing for almost 5 decades. So they don't have the right to retaliate. Israel had a legitimate right to go after Hamas leader, and the fact that he was in Tehran does not give him immunity. End of the story.
What do you think the holdup is? It's kind of like a waiting game.
Of course, this is their mastery of inverting narratives. First, they commit the genocide, then they cry that they are a genocide been committed against them. They are the invaders. They build their mosque on the top of the Jewish temple. Then they say this is our mosque. They try to ethnically cleanse the Jewish people since 1948. Endless attempts. Then they say we have been ethnically cleansed by the Jewish people. The world need to wake up. This is very delusional people. And we need to understand the origins of this conflict before we start taking sides.
You're right, but it feels like Israel is losing the PR war because of the social media. You see what's happening on TikTok, the useful idiots who basically are calling all of it a resistance movement. They know nothing about what is going on.
Listen, since October 7 and the killing of the Jewish people, that ignited bloodlust in the Muslim world. So when we talk about hundreds of millions of Muslims who have been on platforms, social media, and spreading the Islamic propaganda that is anti-Semitic, that is anti-Jewish, that's anti-Israel, by all the lame reasons, by the name of occupation, colonialism, who has the right to the land, etc. The same narrative that they've been repeating for almost 70 years. So now when we have hundreds of millions of people repeating the same narrative, many Westerners fell in the trap. But this is a plot of Hamas. This is the Palestinian strategy. On one hand, they kill the Jews. Then they take their own children as human shields. They sacrifice civilians for political and financial gain, and this has been their play. Now, many Westerners, in the face of the Gaza strategy and the lack of understanding, by the way, of the culture of sacrificing civilians, it's beyond the understanding of the Westerners. So many people driven by very strong emotions that they did not want to see the death of children, hurried to blame Israel. And in the meantime, they validated the Palestinian evil practice of sacrificing children. This is what we are dealing with. It's human delusion, is not seeing things for what they are. And I hope that at some point the truth will prevail.
Yeah, and that's why your voice is so important, Mossad.